Welcome back, everybody. Today we're headed to Mount Nemrut, leaving Urfa. I think that's what the locals call it. But here's a list of my supporters. Thank you so much. It's crazy generous and I super appreciate it. Please give this video a thumbs up down there in the lower left and subscribe if you haven't already. I had that illness. I got medication and here's some fluids I put in my body. And I was retrospectively at about 50% when I left for Mount Nemrut. It was harder than I expected. I had the checkpoint here and she's like, you don't speak Turkish, beat it, pal. And she's just like, get out of here. So I'm headed out and there was another checkpoint and this guy was even more brief. He's like, yeah, just go. And it was a pretty hot day. I think it got up to like 98. There's people out there working in the fields by hand. I definitely not have the strength for anything like that. Out there in the heat, working those fields, pretty remarkable. There's another horse-drawn buggy. So here's a big landslide, took over half of the highway. So I'm on the oncoming traffic here, and then a really cool bridge. I really like this. And of course there was a checkpoint at the other end, and with the language barrier, he just sent me on my way. I'm only assuming it's because of the language barrier. And you got to be careful on these small roads because you never know what you're going to get. And here's a little donkey. Oh, donkey. Hey, little donkey. Hey, chicken. And I saw this woman when I stopped for a break and she had no time for me. She was not interested. And I actually forgot that Kata Castle, I think I'm pronouncing that correctly, was here, but I was so pleasantly surprised to see it. Really remarkable structure. You're going to see more pictures of that. And as I'm driving by, these folks waved to me, and so I stopped in. They're from Germany, and they're driving this blue vehicle here, a real overlanding vehicle. Really nice folks. And the restaurant owner that we were at, he was super sweet, very kind. There's the Germans there. And I got something to drink because I was dehydrated. And he brought me this, and I'm like, I really shouldn't. My stomach was still not good. And then it was time to head up to Mount Nemrut again. I just didn't have the strength to go tour the castle. This ride today was all I could do. And these roads were tough, but with as sick as I still was, it was much tougher. And so, another overlander. Cool. Hey, dude. So I didn't go into the castle at all and decided to save my strength for what I really wanted to see was Mount Nemrut. So with the heat and the conditions and my illness, I really had to stay focused, and I tried to drink as much water as I could when I would stop. And of course I took the wrong fork in the road, but some locals helped me out because they're so nice and they got me going the right way. And I'm sure they had a good laugh about another gringo that came down the wrong way and on their big bad adventure bike, but they don't know how to read a map. And these loose stones really demanded attention. Some of them were as big as cinder blocks. And when they're on that asphalt, they can get really slippery. So I just had to be aware of what I was doing. Otherwise, the roads were pretty decent. And it was just, it reminded me of the phone cord that we had on our kitchen phone in 1977. It was all like knotted and twisty and like all gathered in on itself. That's the way these roads felt. And those of you who were alive in the 70s, you know exactly what I mean with that twisted phone cord. But it was very beautiful. Really get up high here. Mount Nemrut is at 7,000 feet, which is pretty high for this area. And really a lot of climbing to get up there. So it was quite a ride and a lot of fun. This is the valley and the visitor center just before the summit. You see the summit there on the horizon. And motorcycle is always a dude magnet. All the dudes want to check it out. It's fun to share the experience. And the road from the visitor center up to the mountain is pretty intense too. It kind of reminded me of the Moki Dugway. And if you've been on that road, you know what I'm talking about. But these huge sweeping views, really fantastic. And this car and I were kind of struggling to be friends for a while. I wanted to pass and he didn't want me to, and it worked out. We got there, and he eventually let me pass. But it was a pretty crazy road. Lots of switchbacks and pretty loose gravel. But get up to the parking lot, and again, awesome views because it's the highest place around. Really great. And you can see the statues up there, and I'm walking up towards there and then looking back down towards the bike. So this is just a little blurb from Google. It says Nemrut has been a UNESCO World Heritage Site since 1987. It is 2,134 meters high, which is about 7,000 feet. And the statues are 10 meters high and include King Antiochus, and also Zeus and Apollo, and believed to have been erected during the 1st century BC. I mean, it's really impressive. It's a very impressive place. And one of the visitors there told me that an American woman who was riding a donkey discovered it, I think in the 70s or 80s. But it's really remarkable. And if you ever get the opportunity, I highly recommend it. I was very impressed. What a monumental effort to erect this thing, and then for it to go unknown for so long. Really, really something. I'm really glad I made the effort. And then these were like, you could tell that they fit kind of tongue and groove together. It's really neat. Must have been part of the overall complex, and it had some kind of stone wall on that one side. But I'm really grateful I made this effort to get up there. And this is on the descent down. You can see how high this is compared to the surrounding area. Again, such a significant effort to construct these statues. And they're huge stones. And then I'm winding my way back down the mountain. It's very beautiful. And my GPS and I had another fight, and I actually got out the paper map and didn't find what I wanted there. So I ended up backtracking quite a ways. And there's dirt right in the middle of the road. Well, it's actually on the side, but you got to be careful. Got to keep your eyes open on the road. There's more rocks. And then here's another, shot of the castle there. Look at it way up on top of that. It's so cool. Such incredible things these people did. And then this bus, wow, that was way too close. And that was when I used my horn. So I'm driving along, and all of a sudden I ran out of asphalt, and it's like dirt road. It goes right up to this 4-lane highway. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do because I need to go the other way. So I get out there. It was clear. So I just crossed the median and took off. That had my heart racing for sure, because it's pretty fast in that section. Here's that bridge again. I thought it was really neat. And so I'm getting pretty tired. Like I said, I was still feeling my illness, and I saw this sign. I was like, I read that as American, like Murica. And so I was like, I need some of that. I asked this guy if he could recommend a hotel. He recommended the same one. I was like, yeah, there must be a sign. So I went into town and found it relatively easy. Goats, get out of the road, silly things. And was very happy to find it. And they had secure parking and everything. And it took a while to get from where I eventually needed to be to get into the secure parking, but I did it and it worked out fine. It's a great place. I highly recommend it. Thank you to my supporters. Really appreciate you. Here's a little parting shot of Mount Nemrut. Peace and love to you all.